All right, guys, so let's talk about a new movie that came out on Netflix because we don't have theaters no more, at least for a while. Hopefully that'll be changed. But I'm not mad that I watched this movie at home on Netflix where I didn't have to fully pay attention to it. This movie called Eurovision Story of Fire and Ice, blah, 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 something like that. And it's the new Will Ferrell, Rachel McAdams movie, also starring Pierce Brosnan, Demi Lovato, and Dan Stevens. It's an interesting cast, and this one I like to review most new movies that come out, and I saw this one. I'm like, oh shit, another Will Ferrell movie, and I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan. I mean, there's stuff I like him in, of course. I think there's some movies that I do enjoy him in a lot, but I've never really been one for like all of his slapstick dumb comedies. Like there's some that I think are funny, like Step Brothers I enjoyed, and I don't know, like watching this movie has a weird tone problem because it's about this guy named Lars, played by Will Ferrell, and Sigrid, played by Rachel McAdams, and they were childhood friends that danced as children, and the movie tells us so because it's got an opening where they're kids, and Lars wants to win the Eurovision contest, and then he grows up and tries to want to win it, but then his dad, Pierce Brosnan, calls him a loser and says, "No, you're not going to amount to anything. You're a loser." And Will Ferrell's just like, "Okay, well, I'm going to go win." And the movie is pretty much that. It's just them both, Will Ferrell and Rich McAdams, them both singing, them both dancing, trying to get to this competition to win it. And then there's some random Will Ferrell slapstick shit in it, just randomly. Like there's a scene where they both are being lifted up in the air like angels on stage. And then, of course, Will Ferrell's strap breaks, and oh no, Will Ferrell falls and plops on the ground. And then there's a scene of him like wearing this full body suit but putting paper down in his crotch area to make it look bigger. Like there's moments where the movie just doesn't have to be stupid. Like why did you, if the movie was played more straight, it would have been less annoying because the movie just, for the most part, it feels like a serious movie, but then you've got random Will Ferrell doing humor, and it just doesn't really make that much sense to me. Like it's a weird thing. But the thing I do appreciate about this movie though is it does have a budget. It does look theatrical, and I think it was going to go to theaters. But then of course the actual Eurovision was canceled, and then this went to Netflix. So yeah, you got this movie that I bet it would make money because it's got Will Ferrell in it and it's got Rachel McAdams in it. It's going to make money, but it just sucks right now. We can't have movies in theaters. But honestly, like I said, this is a movie that I wouldn't have really enjoyed in the theater because I would have had to pay full attention to it. And this movie, I did not. This movie was so utterly boring in some aspects. And then there's some parts where the movie's just whatever. Like it looks pretty. It's a pretty looking movie. But to me, the tonal problems in it just are so annoying that I'm just like, it annoys me. It bothers me. But like I said, the movie isn't terrible. It isn't even that bad, but it's just a movie that annoys me on the idea of being such a tonally inconsistent movie. And I didn't really find that very entertaining about it. But like I said, it's got some value to it. Like Will Ferrell's whatever. He's fine. I don't really enjoy him in this movie either. But Rachel McAdams I thought was really good. I thought Dan Stevens was really funny. It was interesting to see Demi Lovato do an acting role, but I think I've seen her in like a Disney movie, like whenever she was younger, whenever I was younger. I think, what was it called? It was like High School Musical, but it wasn't. It was it was Camp Rock. Camp Rock, that's what it was. I think that's how she got famous. Camp Rock, I think. I'm surprised I even remember that name, but I've seen her in movies, I guess, but she's good in this movie. I think she was entertaining. She has a funny moment of like her burning alive. That's weird to spoil, but yeah, she's burned alive in like a weird moment. I was like, "What? Okay, this is strange. Where are we going with this?" So, like I said, there's a couple moments where I was like, this is got a couple okay entertaining moments, but the Will Ferrell shtick just ruins it for me. But it looks good. Rachel McAdams is good. Dan Stevens is good. Dan Stevens really funny, and Demi Lovato has some fun moments. But it's just not a movie that I really cared anything about. It's like it's whatever. It's really whatever. There's things that I like. There's things that I don't like that drag it down for me. But the movie isn't a bad movie. It isn't terrible. It's just whatever. It's a middling movie. Nothing gained, nothing earned while watching this one, except to talk about it to you guys. So that is it on Eurovision, whatever I said, title, whatever. Story of Fire and Ice Saga or something. The title's interesting, but that's my review. And tell me down below if you guys did see this. What'd you think of it? You might have liked it more than I did. And thank you guys for watching.